This is NFL Daily Brief, quick, clear, and current. Hit like and subscribe for the latest league updates. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Last-minute Week 1 intel from NFL experts, why the Lions could win, plus surprises and fantasy sleepers. Key matchups, fantasy intel and predictions for the remaining 14 games. Sources: Lions give W.R. Williams $83 million extension. Source: Heyward agrees to revised Steelers deal. Jags plan Hunter as every down WR in Week 1. Sources: Parsons set to face Lions, will be limited. Belichick wins first at UNC, confirms Patriots ban. Browns sign RB Judkins to 4-year rookie contract. Vikings could be down safety Smith, LT Darrisaw. Harbaugh touts Herbert as Bolts finally beat KC. Barnwell's season predictions, who wins it all? NFL's youngest head coach hopes to follow in his father's winning footsteps. Herbert shines as Chargers earn AFC West win over Chiefs in Brazil. The Bills' 2022 draft class intends to make its mark as a new core in Buffalo. After dominating in college, Titans' Cam Ward is ready to make NFL debut. Don't be surprised if Lawrence is top 10 at QB, Eckler is the answer and Myers shines. The playbook, lineup locks, shadow reports for Week 1. NFL Week 1 best bets, will the underdogs deliver? What are the odds? Top 25 predicted anytime NFL TD scorers for Week 1. Banner day for Eagles as champs hold off Cowboys in Wild 1. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. Jahmyr Gibbs is projected to have a strong receiving game against the Packers due to their reliance on zone coverage.
Running backs historically have higher reception rates against zone coverage compared to man coverage.
Haason Reddick is expected to perform well against the Falcons due to their weakened offensive line.
Elijah Wilkinson, the Falcons' backup offensive tackle, has a historically low pass block win rate.
Malik Washington could have a significant impact on special teams due to new kickoff rules.
The Colts allowed a high number of kick return yards over expectation last season.
Ollie Gordon II is a recommended fantasy sleeper pick due to the Colts' vulnerability to rushing touchdowns.
Marvin Mims Jr. is another potential sleeper given his increased target share in the Broncos' offense.
Trevor Lawrence is well positioned for a good fantasy performance against the Panthers' weak defense.
Rashad Bateman is projected to see a decent number of targets in the Ravens' high-scoring matchup against the Bills.
Brenton Strange is also a potential fantasy sleeper due to the Panthers' defensive struggles against tight ends.
The Raiders vs. Patriots game is predicted to be high-scoring due to offensive potential and defensive vulnerabilities.
The National Football League season opener between the Ravens and Bills is crucial for determining home field advantage in the American Football Conference.
Week 1 features exciting matchups such as Lions at Packers, 49ers vs. Seahawks, and a quarterback duel between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen.
National Football League Nation reporters provide locker room insights, and ESPN Research offers key statistics and betting nuggets for each game.
Seth Walder provides bold predictions, and Eric Moody shares fantasy football advice.
Football Power Index ratings and game projections are included, along with score predictions from analysts.
The week culminates with the Vikings playing the Bears on Monday Night Football.
The Giants and Commanders game features a rivalry between former college teammates.
The Bengals and Browns game presents a challenge for Joe Burrow against Myles Garrett.
The Buccaneers and Falcons game involves Baker Mayfield navigating injuries to key players.
The Dolphins and Colts game sees the return of Tyreek Hill and Devin Achane from injury.
The Steelers and Jets game is notable for the quarterbacks playing against their former teams.
The Raiders and Patriots game showcases rookie running back Ashton Jeanty.
Jameson Williams agreed to a 3-year extension with the Detroit Lions worth up to $83 million.
Sources told ESPN this news less than 24 hours before the Lions season opener against the Green Bay Packers.
Williams is coming off his first 1,000-yard receiving season and was entering the 4th year of his rookie contract.
This contract included a 5th-year option for the Lions.
With new offensive coordinator John Morton, Williams is expected to take on a bigger role.
He will play alongside All-Pro receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Detroit traded up 20 spots to make Williams the 12th selection out of Alabama in the 2022 National Football League Draft.
He experienced a breakout year in 2024 with 7 receiving touchdowns.
Williams also contributed 61 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown.
He anticipates a fun 2025 season for Detroit.
Williams believes he made the biggest strides in becoming a more complete receiver this offseason.
National Football League reporter Jordan Schultz first reported Williams' deal.
Defensive captain Cam Heyward and the Pittsburgh Steelers agreed to a revised contract just before their season opener against the New York Jets. This reworked deal adds over $3 million in incentives to Heyward's contract for this year. The new contract allows Heyward to earn up to $18 million in 2025. This is an increase from the $14.75 million he was initially set to make. The Steelers broke team precedent by adjusting a contract 2 years before its expiration and by offering incentives to a non-quarterback. Heyward had previously stated he was open to proving his worth and earning incentives. His previous contract ranked him 23rd among interior defensive linemen in average annual value. Heyward had intended to revisit his contract after the 2024 season if he earned an All-Pro selection. He requested a reworked contract following his fourth All-Pro season in which he recorded impressive statistics. Heyward briefly held out of training camp during negotiations but returned to practice on August 19. He was a full participant in practice this week and is expected to play against the Jets. Heyward emphasized the importance of maximizing opportunities in the National Football League. Travis Hunter is projected to be an every-down wide receiver and situational cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars in their season opener against the Carolina Panthers.
While he is expected to play more at receiver in Week 1, this arrangement is not necessarily permanent and may change throughout the season.
The Jaguars intend to adjust Hunter's usage weekly, aiming to keep opponents guessing.
Head coach Liam Cohen acknowledges the need for flexibility in managing Hunter as playing time on both sides of the ball.
Hunter's playing time will be determined on a week-to-week basis to maximize his impact and keep opponents off balance.
The Jaguars coaching staff is mindful of Hunter's recent upper body injury and missed practice time.
They will monitor his workload and adjust accordingly to prevent re-injury or fatigue.
If Hunter starts at both wide receiver and cornerback in the same game, he will join an elite group.
Only Deion Sanders, Champ Bailey, and Antonio Cromartie have achieved this feat since 1980.
Sanders and Bailey are both enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Hunter is listed as the starting wide receiver and backup cornerback on the Jaguars' initial depth chart.
In training camp, he participated almost equally on offense and defense in 11-on-11 drills.
Micah Parsons is expected to play in Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions despite a back injury.
Sources indicate Parsons will have a limited workload in his Green Bay Packers debut.
Parsons expressed his willingness to comply with the Packers' plan for him in Week 1.
He participated in all practices this week on a limited basis.
Packers coaches have been impressed with Parsons' quick integration into the team and his grasp of the defense.
Defensive line coach DeMarcus Covington praised Parsons' intelligence, work ethic, and natural talent.
The Packers traded 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark to the Dallas Cowboys for Parsons.
Green Bay also awarded Parsons a 4-year contract extension worth $188 million.
Parsons is one of 7 players listed as questionable for the upcoming game.
The Packers elevated rookie cornerback Micah Robinson from the practice squad as potential cover for Nate Hobbs.
Hobbs is also listed as questionable due to a knee injury.
The Packers are hoping both Parsons and Hobbs can contribute despite their injuries.
Bill Belichick achieved his first victory as a college football coach, leading North Carolina to a 20-3 win over Charlotte.
This win follows a significant loss against Texas Christian University just 5 days prior, where the Tar Heels were defeated 48-14.
Belichick acknowledged the team is rebounding from a disappointing performance against Texas Christian University.
He praised the players, coaches, and staff for their dedication and hard work in achieving this bounce-back victory.
The Tar Heels showed significant improvement on both offense and defense in their game against Charlotte.
They rushed for 148 yards and did not turn over the ball, while holding Charlotte to just 21 rushing yards.
Belichick also confirmed reports that scouts from the New England Patriots are banned from North Carolina's facilities.
This decision comes after reports surfaced about the ban, and Belichick confirmed it is a response to a similar edict from the Patriots.
He stated that since he is not welcome at the Patriots' facilities, Patriots personnel are not welcome at North Carolina is.
This adds another layer to the ongoing tension between Belichick and the Patriots organization since his departure.
Despite the victory, Belichick remained focused on the team's performance and improvement.
He highlighted the team's determination and commitment to improving after the loss to Texas Christian University.
Belichick downplayed the personal significance of the win, deflecting praise and emphasizing the team's collective effort.
North Carolina will next face Richmond at home and then travel to University of Central Florida to complete their non-conference schedule.
The Cleveland Browns have signed rookie running back RB Judkins to a 4-year contract.
This deal is worth $11.4 million and is fully guaranteed.
This signing comes 3 weeks after prosecutors decided not to pursue a misdemeanor battery charge against Judkins.
This alleged incident occurred in South Florida in late July.
Judkins was the 36th pick in the 2025 National Football League draft.
He was the last member of this year's draft class to sign with the Browns.
The Browns were waiting for a resolution to his legal situation.
He will have a 2-week roster exemption, which is standard for draft picks who sign near the start of the season.
The 21-year-old Judkins was arrested on a misdemeanor domestic violence and battery charge in Fort Lauderdale on July 12.
He was not with the team during training camp.
While the legal matter is resolved, the National Football League is still reviewing the situation.
Judkins is not expected to play in the Browns' season opener against the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Minnesota Vikings may be without 2 key players, safety Harrison Smith and left tackle Darrisaw, for Monday night's game against the Chicago Bears.
Harrison Smith returned to practice Saturday after a personal health issue sidelined him since August 11.
However, he is listed as doubtful for the game and likely needs more conditioning.
If Smith cannot play, 4th-year safety Theo Jackson is expected to replace him.
Darrisaw has been recovering from a torn anterior cruciate ligament and medial collateral ligament in his left knee.
He participated fully in practice Saturday but is listed as questionable for the game.
Coach Kevin O'Connell expressed gratitude for Darrisaw's progress but did not confirm his game status.
O'Connell stated that they will determine if Darrisaw is ready to play this week.
If he is not ready this week, O'Connell believes he is very close to returning.
Darrisaw emphasized the importance of mental and physical confidence for his return.
He stated that he does not want to risk further injury by playing before he is fully ready.
Darrisaw will return when he has full confidence in his ability to play.
Justin Herbert led the Los Angeles Chargers to a 27-21 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs, snapping a 7-game losing streak.
Herbert had an excellent game with 318 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 32 rushing yards.
A crucial play was a 19-yard scramble on 3rd and 14 late in the 4th quarter, securing the win.
Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh praised Herbert, calling him hard to deal with and a problem for defenses.
General manager Joe Hortiz made several offseason moves to improve the offense after a disappointing playoff loss.
These additions included running back Najee Harris, right guard Mekhi Becton, and wide receiver Keenan Allen.
The Chargers' receiving corps performed well, with Quentin Johnston leading the team in receiving yards and touchdowns.
Keenan Allen, who returned to the Chargers after being traded last year, scored a touchdown.
Ladd McConkey continued his streak of games with at least 50 receiving yards, tying a Chargers record.
Harbaugh expressed satisfaction with the passing game and the contributions of Allen, McConkey, and Johnston.
A mishap occurred before halftime when running back Omarion Hampton ran out of bounds, stopping the clock.
This allowed the Chiefs to score a field goal before the half, but Harbaugh took responsibility for the error.
Bill Barnwell predicts 8 of the 14 2024 playoff teams will return to the postseason in 2025.
He bases this on historical trends from the past 2 decades of the 32-team era.
Barnwell predicts the Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, and Ravens will win their divisions again.
He also sees the Lions returning to the playoffs as a wild card team.
However, Barnwell anticipates the Texans, Rams, and Buccaneers, all 2024 division winners, will miss the playoffs in 2025.
He acknowledges this goes against conventional wisdom, particularly regarding the Buccaneers.
Barnwell predicts 3 of the 6 2024 wildcard teams will return to the postseason.
He favors the Packers, Chargers, and Steelers to make it back.
Barnwell anticipates the Vikings, Broncos, and Commanders will miss the 2025 playoffs.
He also predicts 3 surprising teams will make the playoffs: the 49ers, Jaguars, and Bears.
Barnwell rounds out his predictions with the Falcons and Cardinals also reaching the playoffs.
Finally, he predicts a Chiefs-Packers Super Bowl, with the Chiefs winning their 5th title.
Kellen Moore, the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints, grew up watching his father coach high school football to multiple championships. He is now following in his father's footsteps, becoming the youngest active head coach in the National Football League at age 37. Moore credits his father for his foundation as a coach and his early desire to pursue a career in football. After a successful stint as the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, culminating in a Super Bowl victory, Moore was hired by the Saints. He hopes to revitalize the Saints' offense and lead the team back to the postseason. One of the major challenges Moore faces is addressing the significant injury problems that plagued the Saints during the 2024 season. To combat injuries, Moore brought in Ted Rath, a respected player performance expert, to oversee the team's training and conditioning. Rath implemented a data-driven approach to training camp, prioritizing player health and recovery. This involved adjusting practice intensity based on player data and incorporating innovative recovery strategies. Moore believes this approach allowed the team to train hard while also minimizing the risk of injury. He also emphasized efficiency in practices, ensuring that every drill and activity had a specific purpose. Moore is known for his exceptional memory and understanding of football strategy, earning him the nickname Rain Man. His football acumen led to a record-setting playing career in high school and college. Moore is fourth in the 2010 Heisman Trophy voting. He then transitioned to coaching, starting as the quarterbacks coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Moore values clear communication and consistency in his coaching style, creating a positive environment for players. He emphasizes the importance of building relationships and fostering a sense of teamwork within the coaching staff and players. Moore believes that players thrive when they feel supported and challenged to reach their full potential. Justin Herbert had an excellent game, throwing for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Chargers' victory over the Chiefs.
This win snapped a 7-game losing streak for the Chargers against the Chiefs, a team they have historically struggled against.
Herbert's performance marked his first 300-yard, 3-touchdown game since Week 10 of the 2023 season against the Detroit Lions.
The improved wide receiver group and offensive coordinator Greg Roman's play calling played a significant role in Herbert's success.
Chargers right guard Mekhi Becton, a key free agent signing, experienced exhaustion and required oxygen on the sideline throughout the game.
Becton had missed 3 weeks of training camp with an undisclosed injury and entered the game questionable with an illness.
Keenan Allen reached a milestone, becoming the third Charger in franchise history with 60 touchdowns.
This achievement is notable given that Allen was almost traded to the Chicago Bears last year following a contract dispute.
Patrick Mahomes led a late-game comeback attempt, connecting with Hollywood Brown for a 49-yard completion on 4th down.
Despite Mahomes' second-half efforts with 160 passing yards and 42 rushing yards, the Chiefs were unable to secure the win.
This loss marked the Chiefs' first regular season defeat in an international game under coach Andy Reid.
A key turning point in the game was a methodical 11-play drive by the Chargers in the fourth quarter, consuming 7 minutes of game time.
During this drive, Herbert completed all 8 of his passes, culminating in a 23-yard touchdown pass to Quentin Johnston.
This touchdown extended the Chargers' lead to 27-18, a deficit the Chiefs could not overcome.
James Cook recently signed a 4-year extension with the Buffalo Bills after a brief hold-in.
This contract signifies a commitment to the 2022 draft class, with several members receiving extensions.
Cook, Christian Benford, Khalil Shakir, and Terrell Bernard all secured 4-year extensions this offseason.
This mirrors the extension given to 2021 first-round pick Greg Rousseau.
These extensions, along with Josh Allen's contract restructuring, solidify a new core for the Bills.
The Bills parted ways with several veteran players before the 2024 season, including trading Stephon Diggs.
This created opportunities for younger players like Shakir, whose targets significantly increased.
Bernard emerged as a defensive leader, being elected as a team captain alongside Allen.
These extensions demonstrate the Bills' strategy of rewarding and developing their draft picks.
Shakir emphasized his desire to play with Josh Allen as a key reason for re-signing.
Both Shakir and Bernard prioritized staying in Buffalo over pursuing larger contracts elsewhere.
Cook's hold-in stemmed from his belief in his value as a top running back.
Titans rookie quarterback Cam Ward is set to make his NFL debut against the Denver Broncos this Sunday.
Ward, the number 1 overall pick, hopes to join Caleb Williams as the only quarterbacks drafted first overall to win their debuts since 2002.
Titans coach Brian Callahan has been diligently preparing Ward for this moment since before he arrived in Nashville.
Callahan consulted with Ward's former college coaches to understand his strengths and incorporate his favorite play, switch verts, into the Titans' playbook.
Switch verts involves multiple receivers running vertical routes, crisscrossing to confuse defenders.
This play suits Ward's aggressive downfield passing style.
Ward has been actively involved in the offensive preparation, providing input and receiving feedback from the coaching staff.
He is focused on learning protections, play calls, and adjusting his receivers on routes.
Callahan is drawing on his experience with Joe Burrow, aiming to replicate their success in Cincinnati.
Ward, like Burrow, carries the weight of revitalizing the Titans franchise.
The Broncos' defense presents a formidable challenge, having led the league in sacks last season.
Callahan acknowledges the challenges Ward will face but emphasizes the importance of allowing him to take calculated risks.
Ward has demonstrated composure under pressure in college, ranking highly in QBR and passing statistics while facing blitzes.
The Titans have implemented a comprehensive preparation strategy, including joint practices and preseason games against aggressive defenses.
Trevor Lawrence is rostered in over 35% of ESPN standard leagues, which is still too low considering his potential.
Lawrence was the 7th-ranked fantasy quarterback in 2022 and nearly made the top 10 in 2023.
The Jaguars have upgraded their coaching staff, offensive line, and added Travis Hunter.
The Panthers' defense is improved but still represents a positive matchup for Lawrence.
Bryce Young is also a potential sleeper pick due to his late-season rushing performance.
Young scored 5 rushing touchdowns in the final 6 games of last season.
Austin Eckler may be the most impactful Commanders running back in Week 1.
The Commanders underutilized Eckler last season, despite his 4.8 yards per rush average.
Eckler scored 28.8 fantasy points in 2 games against the Giants last season.
He is expected to have ample touches and at least 5 receptions this Sunday.
Jacoby Myers surprisingly requested a trade and contract extension, which led some fantasy managers to fade him.
Myers remained professional and continued practicing despite the trade request not being fulfilled.
Week 1 of the fantasy football season kicked off with the Cowboys versus the Eagles on Thursday.
This analysis covers projected scores, over-unders, win probabilities, and fantasy football advice.
It aids in crucial decisions like start or sit, waiver adds, and lineup optimization.
The incorporated shadow report utilizes play-by-play data to analyze defensive schemes and wide receiver cornerback matchups.
This information helps predict shadow situations and offers projections, rankings, and waiver wire suggestions.
The advice focuses on 12-team PPR leagues with standard scoring and lineup settings.
Charts display players projected for at least 6 fantasy points in all defenses or special teams units.
Matchups are determined using a metric factoring in raw and adjusted fantasy points allowed by opposing defenses.
Projections and rankings usually align, but other factors like upside or risk can influence player rankings.
Updates to this analysis may occur throughout the weekend, with rankings updated on the site and projections updated in-game.
One game to watch is the Buccaneers versus the Falcons, where A.J. Terrell Jr. is expected to shadow Mike Evans.
Despite this, Evans has historically performed well against Terrell and should be considered a solid fantasy option.
We will explore valuable bets for the upcoming National Football League Week 1 games.
Betting on large favorites in Week 1 can be risky, as they have a history of not covering the spread.
However, the Arizona Cardinals appear to have a favorable matchup against the New Orleans Saints.
Saints quarterback Spencer Rattler struggled last season, particularly against defenses like the Cardinals.
Arizona also has a strong running game that should exploit the Saints' defense.
The Cardinals are expected to perform well this season, starting with a win against the Saints.
The Monday night game between the Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears is difficult to predict.
The Vikings are favored, but the Bears have advantages with their new head coach and home field advantage.
The San Francisco 49ers are popular picks, but their Week 1 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks is not as clear-cut.
The 49ers have had injury issues, while the Seahawks have a strong defense and a new offensive coordinator.
The Washington Commanders are slight favorites against the New York Giants, but the Giants have made defensive improvements that could make this game close.
The New England Patriots versus Las Vegas Raiders game has a high over-under due to potential weaknesses in both secondaries.
Mike Clay provides fantasy football projections, including touchdown probabilities, for each National Football League game.
These projections can be useful for anytime touchdown bets, daily fantasy sports lineups, or general interest.
Here are the top 25 predicted touchdown scorers for Week 1 based on his projections.
The data includes implied odds derived from Mike Clay as projections.
It also includes anytime touchdown moneylines offered by ESPN Bet at the time of publication.
Implied odds convert the projected probability of a touchdown into a moneyline value.
Comparing implied odds to offered moneylines can reveal potential betting advantages.
For instance, if implied odds are minus 150 and the moneyline is minus 110, that suggests a favorable bet.
Conversely, if implied odds are plus 110 and the moneyline is minus 110, it suggests an unfavorable bet.
For the most current odds on these and other player propositions, visit ESPN Bet.
This information can help you make informed decisions about your fantasy football strategy and wagers.
Remember to consider these projections alongside other factors when making your decisions.
Jalen Carter was ejected for spitting on Dak Prescott before the first play, setting an odd tone for the Eagles and Cowboys game.
Despite this rocky start and a lightning delay, the Eagles ultimately defeated the Cowboys 24-20.
Both teams' defenses, affected by the absence of Carter and the Cowboys' former player Micah Parsons, initially struggled.
The Eagles' victory was partly due to dropped passes by CeeDee Lamb and a crucial Cowboys turnover.
Jalen Hurts continued his strong performance with 2 rushing touchdowns, extending his record for a quarterback.
A key turnover by the Eagles' cornerback Quinion Mitchell thwarted a Cowboys drive late in the third quarter.
The Eagles struggled with penalties, accumulating 93 yards in the first half alone.
The Cowboys played a close game but were hampered by key mistakes and the absence of Micah Parsons.
A 51-yard pass from Hurts to Jahan Dotson set up a crucial Eagles score.
CeeDee Lamb had 3 dropped passes, significantly impacting the Cowboys' potential to win.
Dak Prescott demonstrated mobility despite previous leg injuries, making key plays with his legs.
Javonte Williams had a strong debut for the Cowboys with multiple rushing touchdowns.
That's a wrap on this week's NFL Blitz Talk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more gridiron fire and fearless breakdowns.